Your power goes out, remember just how inconvenient your life can be. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with a Generac home standby generator, you'll have power when you need it. Our Generac generators automatically provide backup power after sensing a power outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted. Get a free 10-year warranty with the purchase of any air-cooled generator. Call Generac Generators today. Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
Streaming from the Tampa Bay 28 Weather Center in Studio A, this is Dennis Phillips Live. Brought to you by Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
How you doing, everybody? It is a Monday night edition of Dennis Phillips Live. Hope you had a great weekend. Obviously, the Spot, if you're watching on the Spot, a big W for the Bolts last night. That was not a must-win game, but going down 3-1 is not what you wanted. So they came up big in the third period. And now, bringing it back home, tied 2 games apiece. You will be able to see Game 5 right here on the Spot, if you're watching on the Spot. If you're watching on socials, if you're watching on TikTok or Instagram or Facebook. Let me make sure I'm broadcasting on Instagram. Yep, I am. And all the other stuff. Oh, you know, one other thing I have to do. I got to run this little crawl thing over here. Just a second. Let me hit enable because, here you go, and it is on now. Yes, they do have me push lots of buttons here, and I'm a button pusher by nature. But you may have seen the crawl during the newscasts, during the game, during any ABC or Spot programming. That's a little something that's going on, I guess, within Frontier Cable. And we're just wanting to let y'all know that if you're watching on Frontier, you may see a disruption to the Spot coming up in the near future, and there will be a phone number that's going to go on the bottom of your screen coming up in just a minute, and you can call that number and let them know that you want your DPL, and you want your Spot, and you want your Tampa Bay Lightning game. So that's going to be going on, and I'm sure a lot of folks noticed it during the game. I get it, but we just want to make sure you knew. So we got a lot of stuff to talk about. In fact, I'm looking at it right there. There it is. It's showing up on your screen. So let's do some hellos first. If you're watching on TV, it's more of a passive thing. You know, you can hang out flipping channels like, oh, do we have a hurricane? Why is the weather gone in a hoodie? No. We do have a couple of showers, though. We'll touch on that in just a second. But we also, at the same time, while we're on TV, we're broadcasting on social. So, Carol, how you doing in Indian Rocks Beach? Debbie, very anxious during the game, as were many of us. That one hit around center ice changed the whole complexity of that game. I mean, the Bolts were down, and all of a sudden, once that happened, boom, it just, they got into another level and scored 3 straight goals to win that game 3-2. Charlotte, how you doing? Daniel, good to see you. Linda, nice to see you as well. Mary and Kim, and the list goes on and on. Daniel's up in Pittsburgh. The Pens are up 1-0 over the Flyers. So that's a big game, although the Flyers are still up 3-1. Ryan, good to see you. It has been a while. Marion Lillman. So here's what we're going to do. We have our guests coming in. Now, I still call it Lowry Park Zoo, but I also call it the Ice Palace. So it's gone from the Ice Palace to Amalie to Benchmark, and the Lowry Park Zoo has now gone to Zoo Tampa. We've met Sandra, and we've talked to the folks from the zoo on numerous occasions over the last several months with lots of events going on. And they have another one coming up this Saturday, and we'll touch on that in just a minute. But I do want to jump right in and talk about a couple of things. First of all, right off the bat, there is a scheduled rocket launch tonight. Last I checked, it is still a go at 8:52. So I believe it's an Amazon satellite. So if you look off to the east around 8:52, you should be able to see it. There are some showers out there, but I don't think that's going to be a problem by then. So Jacqueline and Crystal River, how you doing? Carol, good to see you as well. Susan, nice to see you. So yeah, let's go ahead and look at what's going on with the radar. There it is. So a handful of showers. There was one around Feather Sound about 45 minutes ago. Whatever's out there is already starting to move offshore, moving from east to west. Taking a closer look, there it is. One lone little shower right over at Pinellas Park, and that's headed to the west. There is a little bit heavier rain offshore west of Madeira, but that is moving away as well. Stan, how you doing? Good to see you. David, nice to see you. Yeah, I think after the season's over, David, that might be an easier get. I'm not sure getting any Bolts players in the middle of a Stanley Cup run might be challenging. Charlotte's like, wait, Lowry Park changed its name? Yeah, how long ago did
like 2018 or
2018. So it's only 8 years ago, Charlotte, so that's okay. I'm the same way. And Erica's like, it will always be Lowry Park and the Ice Palace. I'm with you on that. I'm kind of an old school soul when it comes to that as well. There's a look at the rain. Holmes Beach, just to the southwest of Bradenton over to Longboat Key. There's actually a little bit of downpour right there. Let's go ahead and take the radar and move it over a little bit because, yeah, there's one little downpour that's right there, right on top of Holmes Beach, Anna Maria Island area. I don't see any lightning with it, and that'll be gone shortly. But, you know, it must be good life choices in that area because most of us have not had any rain. And I always say, if you have not had rain, you might want to question your life choices because, I mean, there are some folks getting some. It's just not us. Temperatures today, man, we were right up at record-breaking levels. Donna in Kenosha, Wisconsin, checking in. It's in the 50s right now. So why aren't you down here? Why in the world are you in Wisconsin when you could be in Florida? I mean, I guess you have your reasons, but I don't think they're good. Anyway, there's a look at temperatures right now. Low to mid-80s, 83 Tampa, 80 Wesley Chapel. St. Pete, still 86 degrees. This morning, we were all over the place. Lower 60s, northern counties, mid-70s St. Pete, 72 Tampa and Clearwater, 71 in Sarasota. Highs today, just missed a record. Hit 91 in Tampa, 93 in St. Pete and Sarasota, 91 in Brooksville. So yeah, I mean, there's some serious heat out there, but as we often say this time of the year, oh, but it's a dry heat, you know, as is my oven. And that doesn't mean it's any hotter or any less hot than any place else. No, we don't have a lot of humidity. It's at 51%. We're at 83 degrees right now with east-northeast winds moving in from east to west. So Charlotte says my volume is down. That sounds like a kind of a personal thing, but let me see if I can move this up here. All right, there we go. See if that's any better. 91 the high today. Charlotte thinks she's my producer. She's giving me my break times. She's now telling me that my mic isn't high enough on my hoodie. I do appreciate that, Charlotte. 92, we just missed a record high back in 1975. So Ryan thinks we're going to get some rain this weekend. Well, Ryan, you may be right, and we'll show you that in just a second. So these showers that are moving from east to west, they'll be gone shortly. I think by 8:52 for the launch, everything should be just fine. I don't think you're going to have to worry about visibility. I think if that rocket goes, we will be able to see it from our neck of the woods, and by then it'll be dark enough, so it's obviously really awesome to see it from here. So there's a look at Futurecast through tomorrow, through Wednesday. I just don't see any rain. I think we stay sunny. I think we stay very warm, and then what Ryan's talking about is right there. Look at Sunday. 77, we go from a high of 91 Tuesday to a high of 77 on Sunday. Why is that? So Ryan's saying the volume is good. Tiffany, how you doing in Tarpon? So I moved the mic for no reason. But that's okay, because maybe, Charlotte, you can hear me a little bit better now. 77, the high on Sunday. We'll show you why in a second. No rain expected through Saturday. The weather looks good. All right, there's your forecast tonight. A few evening showers, otherwise partly cloudy. Sunny come wake-up time. Temperatures in the middle 60s. And there's a look at the boating conditions, water temperature 75 degrees, so it has gone up a few degrees from a few days ago. Northwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Sunshine at the beach, great day at the beach. Great week at the beach with high temperatures in the lower 80s. There's a look at the 7-day. 90 on Tuesday, 88 Wednesday, 87 on Thursday, 88 on Friday. And on Sunday, look at that, 60% chance of a couple of showers. So will that cause any kind of significant rain totals? That is the question. I will have the answers coming up in 90 seconds. In addition, talking to our friends from Zoo Tampa. As this Dennis Phillips Live continues in 90 seconds. Okay, we are in a break. Check. You all are still here. Check. Right. You guys are still here. All right, we've got Sandra and Tiffany here as well. Everybody's here. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to come out. I'm going to show for 20 seconds. I'm going to show the models, and then we're going to go to our Zoo Tampa. Okay, Denise, how you doing? So what is this? Glitter Falls Savannas. What is that, Mark? Mark, am I gonna have to go get my band button? Are you spamming? Stand by. How much time do I have before the break? 45 seconds. Gotta go get my band button. We do not do spamming on this show. We do not. Hold on. I gotta get it. I'm coming for you, Mark Sheridan. All right, here we go. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can find him. Because now it's nothing personal, Mark, but we don't do spamming. We don't. And you're about to not do it either. All right, let's see if I can find you. Where are you? Oh, there you are. No, I see Charlotte. There we go. Mark, banned from all live streams. Oh, we're back in 9 seconds, right? I'm going to do that one when we're back on TV because that's way more fun. All right, ready? In 3, 2. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Dennis Phillips Live and a banning. We have some spamming going on in our Facebook feed right now. You know we do not take kindly to that. We do not do politics. We do not do spamming. We do not do Tinder-like things on here. I mean, it is purely for information and entertainment. No spamming going on. But what I will talk about quickly is before we get to our manatee conversations, I do want to show you the models. Here we go. So this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday, this is Thursday, Friday. High pressure still keeping us relatively dry. And then look at Sunday. There's your front, all right? Now what's interesting is there's the GFS, there's the Euro. GFS, Euro. To quote my cousin Vinny, identical. It is pretty much the exact same thing. Now, it is not a one and done because both models bring another front in, although the Euro is a little more aggressive, the following Friday. And even farther than that, the models go out. So over the next 2 weeks, the models are bringing 2 or 3 fronts getting closer to our area. The best chance of the first one will be on Sunday in the afternoon, and there will be some scattered showers turning a little cooler. However, fortunately for the folks at Zoo Tampa, their event is coming up on Saturday. Am I right?
Yes.
I am right. So here, first of all, welcome to Tiffany Burns and Sandra Morrison. You all know Sandra from many events that we've had here. Welcome to Dennis Phillips Live. Now, this particular time, we are not talking food, or are we talking food?
No.
Okay. I don't know
food.
sometimes.
I mean, there'll be food at the event, but mostly, it's entertainment, music, conservation, manatees. So, yes.
Well, that's what I wanted to know because we had it was Zoo Brews, right? Was it that one of them?
Zoo Brews.
So we had Zoo Brews, and I used to go back in the day. Again, I'm bringing all this old stuff. There used to be a thing called Zoofari, which was awesome, and they had Zoo Brews is pretty much kind of the same thing. So they have all these catered areas and all this stuff, all you can eat, all you can drink at the zoo. It's a really fun event, and we talked about it a few months ago. But also a couple of months ago, we talked about the new manatee exhibit because that is a big thing with y'all right now. So tell us a little bit about what's going on this weekend and what you got going on with the little manatee because it's pretty cute.
So basically, this weekend, from 10 to 4 p.m., we're going to have our first ever manatee conservation celebration. It brings entertainment and education together. We're going to have vendors. We're going to have our vendors, different vendors.
Oh, vendors. Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard you. Okay,
vendors. We're going to have Murphy the manatee, the author and the illustrator. They're going to be giving out 100 books to the first 100 kids. So we're going to have, you know, different vendors. We're going to have different things that people can buy, like different items, and just so much more. Like, we're going to have our Manatee Rescue Rehabilitation Partners, which is the MRP. It's a collaborative to save, you know, rescue and rehabilitate manatees. They're going to be there. So there's going to be a lot for everybody to enjoy.
Now, Tiffany, you're the Senior Director of Animal Programs for the zoo. And y'all, this manatee, what you've been doing with this new exhibit, I mean, it's pretty amazing, and it took quite a while to get it to where it is right now. I mean, tell us, for the folks who weren't here before, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, our project took about 2 years, and during this time, people couldn't enjoy seeing the manatees underwater, which is some of the best viewing that you'll get to see at the zoo. But we were still a critical care hospital during that time. So managing construction while taking in sick and injured manatees, it took an entire team, lots of work, but we are now happy to say that construction is finished. We are open, and everyone can come enjoy not only seeing the work that we do with the manatees above the water, but also just how big and beautiful and amazing they are under the water in our Manatee Critical Care Center.
And I think that's what's so interesting because, again, dating myself again, you know, bet you would go to the zoo and you would look at the animals, and it wasn't really a learning experience per se. I mean, you got to view some animals and what you thought might be their natural habitat. But now, when I bring my kids, and matter of fact, my daughter, her 6th grade, went to the zoo last week for a class school trip. I mean, it is really way more than just looking at the animals. It's an experience, and one that really can be a very educational experience in addition to just looking at the animals as well.
About that.
Do I get? I mean, yes. I mean, I would think that manatee exhibit that's got to be one of those things where, you know, it does kind of feed on itself, and it is pretty interactive. Yes.
Yeah, we want to let people know what they can do to help manatees. So we do a lot of work with them, but we also it takes an entire community to really save the manatees. So we want to educate people. We want to tell everyone how you can help the manatees, you can help all the other animals that share the same ecosystem with these amazing animals.
So Sandra, tell us a little bit more about the event itself and how people can get more information on it.
So all the information is on our website, www.zootampa.org. But, you know, as I said before, we're going to have it's entertainment and education. And like Tiffany was saying, we're always, you know, at the zoo, we always want to educate and embrace the public and the guests so they feel like they're part of it. It takes a village to be able to protect the manatees and have them for future generations. So we just want to instill that. We want to highlight the Florida manatee as it's one of the state of Florida's, you know, iconic species. So we just want to make sure that everybody is aware and they can be involved in how to protect and preserve manatees.
Now, for the because I know that y'all have, like Charlotte's mentioning, their school is taking their classes there next week as well. And I know y'all have memberships for families and whatnot. So, I mean, there's ways that you can save money and get a season pass or a yearly pass if you choose, correct?
We have our a zoo fun ticket. So basically you pay for 1 day of admission and you can come back the rest of the year. And we do have memberships. We have 4 different tier memberships, and people can just come back for events for every day if they want to go to the zoo. But there's different ways. And basically when you buy a membership, the first time you buy the membership, it essentially pays for itself in the first 2 or 3 visits at the zoo.
What do you think are some of the more popular exhibits at the zoo? What are the ones that you think, I mean, is it broken down by age groups, or is it just some of the ones that just everybody really loves?
I think there's something for everyone, and that's the beauty of our zoo is doesn't matter where you go in the zoo, there's going to be something that everyone's going to enjoy. We want to make sure that, you know, for the younger kids, there's viewing of the animals and in unique ways. So we talked about seeing the manatees underwater. We also have an area where you can see a Florida panther actually above you in a glass viewing area. So just a lot of great things. We have a lot of fun things for kids to do, but also a lot of really interesting educational things for adults as well.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take a break, and if you could, I'd like to stick. I have a couple of questions that are coming in as well, so we'll ask you those questions. Is it okay, you guys can stay for another break? Okay, awesome. All right, we'll be back in 90 seconds talking with the folks at Zoo Tampa as Dennis Phillips Live continues. Yeah, there's some interesting questions. We're in the break now. In the summertime, how are some of the areas climate controlled? Like, how do they handle the heat? Areas that aren't typical, I mean, animals that maybe aren't native to this kind of, that sort of thing? And I think that's actually a really interesting question because, I mean, I would sure, do the animals adjust to, like, for us when it gets humid out there, and we're not on right now, we'll be on in a second, but do they acclimate to the humidity? I mean, like people do?
Yeah, and we pick species for our temperament. So we know what our climate is here in Florida. We're not going to have a polar bear at our zoo for that reason. We want to pick animals that are going to be able to handle our heat here in the summer.
Okay, yeah, I wondered about that. I mean, and humidity still has got to be one of, I mean, the heat is the heat. I mean, most everybody has heat, but our climate is so unique with the humidity. Especially, I would guess, if you have animals coming in from Africa where it's so much drier and so much less humidity, that I would think that's a thing.
Yeah, I mean, you'll notice we have fans for the animals. In some areas, we have misters. We have indoor housing that they can go to when it gets really hot that is air conditioned. So we want to make sure that they're comfortable in any way possible, and those are some of the ways, depending on what species it is.
All right, we are back in 3, 2. All right, everybody, welcome back to Dennis Phillips Live. We've been talking during the break about some questions that are coming in, and I always wondered about this myself. So ladies, when you have animals that are native to, let's say, Africa, with a very dry climate, and yet we have an area in our region that the humidity is stifling in the summertime. How do you make adjustments to keep those animals comfortable?
So we do a variety of different things with our animals. We can provide misters, fans. In some cases, if the animals aren't fully acclimated to that humidity, we can provide housing that has an air conditioner, really any way to make the animals comfortable. If it's an animal that might enjoy a cooling pad or rock or anything that will keep them a little bit more comfortable in that summer heat.
Now, with the manatees, so didn't you say earlier on that there have been some manatees that are they treated for illnesses, or if they've injured? I mean, is it kind of like a little hospital for them as well?
Yeah, our Manatee Critical Care Center is for all sick and injured manatees. We get animals that are injured by boat, animals that come in with cold stress, because those temperatures, manatees, they like the warm.
Yeah, they like 72 degrees in the springs.
Yeah, and so we all do. I mean, that's the perfect weather. So depending on what they're coming in for, what injury we're going to heal, we're going to hopefully get them back to being healthy, and then the ultimate goal is to release them back out into the wild.
And is that what really happens? I mean, what would you say? I guess it does depend on how severe the injuries are, but I mean, that is what happens after they're treated, and if you deem them healthy, you release them back into the Gulf?
Yeah, we are typically going to release a manatee where it was rescued from. So it could be all over the state of Florida. So we work with those partners throughout the state, and we're going to release that manatee once they're nice and healthy. Very rarely, but it does happen, where an animal is deemed non-releasable. And in that case, we will care for that animal for the entirety of its life. But the ultimate goal is always to get them back healthy and back home.
Awesome. All right, so Sandra, one more time, remind us how folks can get involved this coming weekend, and about the event, and where they can get all the information, and how much tickets are, and all of the important stuff.
So the event is this Saturday from 10 to 4 p.m. All the information is on our website at www.zootampa.org. It's something for everybody to enjoy. We're going to have vendors, our author of Murphy the Manatee. We're going to have plushies. We're going to have a lot of things for everybody, entertainment, music, you name it. It's a first ever, so we're going to have our manatee rehabilitation partners there, Jacksonville Zoo, CMA, Save the Manatee Club, Tico Viewing, Manatee Viewing Center. All the information, like I mentioned before, is on the website. It's the first ever event, and so we're hoping that everybody can come out. It is included in your zoo admission ticket. So if you come out to the zoo, you'll be able to enjoy the Manatee Conservation Celebration.
So it's going to be throughout the entire zoo, or is it going to be over where the manatee exhibit is?
So there's different areas. It's going to be in our Love Garden area. So when you first come into the zoo is where we usually have our Christmas in the Wild or dinosaurs. It's in that area. It's in our manatee rescue area. It's in our David A. Straz Manatee Critical Care Center, Florida Coast, Zoo Ventures Theater. So it's going to be in different areas, and it'll be easy for everybody to find. There's going to be signs and people to guide you.
All right, Zoo Tampa coming in tonight, this Saturday rather, through the morning into the afternoon. Tiffany, Sandra, thank you so much as always for coming by. And again, when there's another event, especially ones with food, please let me know, and we can come out. So again, hope y'all get a chance to come on out Saturday. We'll continue on Dennis Phillips Live in 90 seconds. Okay, we got it. Last break. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. And we literally have like about 90 seconds left out of the break to finish up the show. It flies. It just always goes so fast.
Yeah,
was there
it
anything we
does.
forgot? Is there anything that you wanted me to mention? I think we covered pretty much.
No, we covered everything, yeah.
Everything, yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Yes, Jody, you absolutely have to. I mean, my daughter came back and she loved it. It's just different. It's changed. I mean, it's, you know, I mean, I think it did used to be where you would just go and it was a different experience. Now it's so immersive because it isn't just looking at the animals. It's learning and really seeing, especially when it comes to keeping animals, ones that are endangered or ones that are native to Florida. You know, it's not just sitting and, oh, look at the monkeys, look at the elephant. I mean, it really is. It's a completely different experience than it used to be. All right, we're back in 30 seconds. Let's go back and do one more look at the weather when we come back. And I'll take that. All right, we are back in 10 seconds. And all right, we are back in 3, 2. Hey, everybody, welcome back to Dennis Phillips Live. A quick look at the 7-day. If you're just tuning in, we do have a few showers out there. There won't be many, but we do have a couple. Tomorrow, right back up to around 90 degrees. I think we are rain-free Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then on Sunday, we've got a pretty decent chance for some showers coming in. I'll show you this one more time. This is a look at some of the model data. You can see the GFS versus the Euro, both of which, they'll just go right ahead. So we're dry up until Sunday. Here's Sunday morning, 8 a.m. There's Sunday evening, 8 p.m. There's the GFS, and there's the Euro, both of which, the Euro is even a little more bullish than the GFS is, but they both are showing a front draped over Central Florida with some rain. You know, maybe the Euro is a little bit heavier with that rain potential. And then this takes us into Monday. It starts to move south. And then we get maybe another area coming in the following Friday or Saturday. So look, when we're talking about, how you doing, Angela? So when we're talking about rain in the month of May, you take it with a grain of salt. We all know that. We are not going to make any headway or make a dent into our drought until June at the earliest. It took us nearly a year to get into this drought. We're certainly not going to end it like that. So I always say my goal is to keep us where we are without getting any worse. Maybe enough rain to limit the fire dangers a little bit. But I'll say this again, and I'll talk about this tomorrow night as well. The end of this fall and this winter, we are not going to be talking droughts. We are going to be talking extreme and excessive rainfall potential and even severe weather like we had 2 winters ago. We are going to be in an El Nino, whether or not it's a super El Nino or a Godzilla El Nino or what other nonsense you want to call it. The point is, we'll have a significant El Nino that should still be lingering and will give us a much higher likelihood of significant prolonged rains starting at the end of the fall and into the winter. So by this time next year, I highly doubt we are talking drought whatsoever. If you're watching on the spot, again, thank you so much as always. We'll be back tomorrow night. And remember, Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals, or rather, is Wednesday night. Have a good night. I wish it's the Stanley Cup Finals. If it was the Stanley Cup Finals, we would be in really good shape. Oh, Angela, how you doing? Appreciate it. So, yeah, Sal, so they say, but I don't know if that's necessarily true of late. Has it been? But anyway, yeah. So here, let's go back real quick and look at the euro one more time. So this takes us starting at the current time. And this is Wednesday morning, 8 a.m., Thursday morning, 8 a.m., Friday morning, 8 a.m., Saturday morning, 8 a.m., Saturday afternoon, 2 p.m. You can see that rain in the areas to the north. Saturday night, 8 p.m., there comes the front. Sunday morning, 2 a.m., Sunday morning, 8 a.m. So if you plan on doing something outdoors this weekend, Saturday is definitely your day. Because Sunday, here's Sunday at 2 p.m. Did not get an update on the kitty today. Randy, it is showing weak low pressure. Not particularly heavy, but weak low pressure. Yeah, did not get an update from the kitty today, but the last update I got was a couple of days ago, and the kitty is still doing just fine. Here, I could probably, but anyway, there's a look at the rain, and that takes us through Monday morning. So yeah, let's go back. Zoop. There is Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, Sunday morning, Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening, overnight Sunday, Monday morning, 8 o'clock. The front finally goes through. If the euro is right, that's a really, really nice rainfall. Kathy's asking about her granddaughter's graduating FSU Friday. There is Friday. You should be fine. Definitely not tropical. Definitely not tropical. Yep, the kitty's name is Stormy. Yes, it is. I would play you the video. I didn't call it my Facebook page, though. I wonder if I can play it off my phone. Let me see here. Because she did send a video, and I think I saved it somewhere. I think. Yeah. Here. I think I can be able to play this for you. Okay, so watch this.
Here's a little.
Okay, ready?
Here's a little update on Stormy. She is.
Hey, hold my mic. Hold on. I see my mic. Hold on. Oh, this is a challenge. Hold on. See, there's the mic.
It's a sad life that she has right now.
Camera's 15 feet tall, so I'm trying to lift it up here.
She likes to be held.
All right, here we go.
But sometimes we have work to do, so you just have to be patient. She's doing absolutely awesome, everybody. She's been taking down her formula like a big girl. She's using the litter box like a big girl.
She wants out.
She has been very active and has no problem telling me when she needs attention. I appreciate.
So there's Stormy. That was the last report we got from the folks who are taking care of her. Oh man, look what I did to this microphone. It's like it's all messed up. It's not messed up. I just have to rehook it on here. But yeah, anyway, so that's the latest, and I don't know how old they have to be to bring them home. I mean, I've had a lot. What the heck is going on with this mic thing? Oh, I'll be like the TikTok videos. Hey, let's hold the mic like this, because, that's what everybody, it's the dumbest thing. So, like on the TikTok videos, you got those big furry mics, those little fuzzy mics, and everybody like holds it like this, right? There's a close-up shot, and they got this big furry mic. Why? Like, wouldn't you want it so it's not so noticeable? Or do you want this big furry mic to be the only thing you're really looking at and not even listening to what the heck people are saying? I don't know, I wondered about that. Hold on, I still have to hook this back in somehow. Guess I could do it after. I wouldn't have had to, there we go. I wouldn't have had to hold the phone so high, but the camera is literally 20 feet high right now. And now Charlotte's going to yell at me because it's not loud enough. Okay. Anyway, all right, so that's it. So tomorrow night we are going to have, we have another food festival. So I don't know if it's going to be Saucy or not. I don't know if she's here or not. I can't remember, but I believe I think it's a taco fest. I think it is a taco fest of some sort. So we'll be talking about that. Remember, the rocket launch is scheduled to go off in 49 minutes. So if you get video or picture, send it to me. Let me see on Facebook. You know what? I'm going to go to the roof. Yeah. All right, so at 8:52, I'll go on the roof, and I'll do a quick live shot to look at the rocket launch. So we can all watch the launch together, weather permitting, and if it works. So, all right, guys, have a good night. We will be back at 8:52 to watch, hopefully, weather permitting and launch permitting, the Amazon Atlas V rocket launch coming up in about 45 minutes. Thanks for watching. Have a good night, and we will see you later.